And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here today to Rockingham, UK, as we are here in England for our 16th race of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series. And it's quite interesting because you may not think about it, but after this event, we've only got 10 more races until the chase for the championship field is going to be locked up. So it is getting close to crunch time here, folks, and these drivers are ready here to try out for the first time this track in Mobil1 Cup Series competition. Rockingham, UK making its debut here into the NNSCRA schedule. And since we were over here for the race last week at Champs-Élysées, we figured we'd put this next on the schedule so that way these drivers wouldn't have to make two plane trips across the pond for two separate events. So today we're getting ready for the running of the Tetley T300, and on the pole position is going to be Kyle Corbett in the 42. Now, Kyle's been actually having a pretty decent season. He's 17th in the point stand, still looking for a victory. And, of course, we saw his dominance in the Mobil Open back during the All-Star race weekend, and then he ended up racing his way into the All-Star race. So Kyle Corbett with a lot to prove here today. He'd love to be able to pick up a victory. The only problem is he's only had one start here. That was in the Truck Series race yesterday, and he did not finish very well. So we'll have to see if maybe it was track position that caused the problem for him yesterday, and maybe he'll be able to remedy that here today with the qualifying on the front row, but we'll have to find out as this race progresses. Alongside of him, another driver who did not have a good run yesterday. As a matter of fact, I believe he finished as the last driver on the lead lap, and that was in the 38th position, and that is Jake Rogers in the number 19. Now, he's starting up at the front here as well. We'll see, if track position is going to be key into whether or not you're going to be up at the front of the field for this race or not. Rogers comes into this race 33rd in the current points. Cassandra Renzi comes in as the rookie points leader right now. The closest battler to her for that position in the standings as far as atop the rookie standings is Madison Sieber, and Sieber comes into this race a total of 31 points behind Cassandra Renzi. So right now Renzi is running away with it, and she is third in overall standings as well. As a matter of fact, she comes in only 35 points out of the top position behind points leader Sean Galligan. Alongside of her is going to be Jake Cole. Now Cole is 32nd in the point stands, but keep in mind, he had a victory earlier on the season at Thornton. So Jake Cole still has an opportunity to put himself up in a possible wildcard position if he could pick up his second win of the season here today. James Qualls could do the same. He ended up winning back at Spartan, our final race before the All-Star race weekend. He is currently 7th in the point standings as well, though. So he'll not only be trying to go for a win, but he'll try and keep his consistency going as he is trying to keep himself inside the top 10 in the stands. And alongside of him, completing row 3, Henry Nova. We saw a great run out of Nova last week at Champs-Élysées. Maybe they've gotten something turned around as far as the luck of that number 32 car. He's 36th in the point standings. He is next to last out of the drivers that took the green flag at Daytona as far as rookies are concerned in the standings as far as that's concerned. And so Nova trying to get his season turned around. That 32's been to victory lane before in previous seasons, but Nova would love to be able to go to victory lane here today. The point stands coming into this race we will talk about as we get these cars rolling off, and they'll complete a pace lap here before we put them under green. Sean Galligan is still the points leader. He ended up having a very good run last week at Champs-Élysées. Opened up an 11-point advantage now over Luke Walker, who has been trying and failing to run down Sean Galligan for the points position. Cassandra Renzi, as I said, is 35 points back in third in points. There's a tie for fourth in points between Joshua Michaels and James Silverfox. Michaels has not been to victory lane yet this season. Silverfox has. Cody Lamas, he is 6th in the standings with James Qualls in 7th. Dylan Schwallenberg is 8th, 9th is Zach Rogers, and Madison Sieber is 10th in the current points. As far as a driver to watch, I've been looking at this field trying to see who would be the one to watch. I really think you should take a look at this guy. Dylan Schwallenberg, starting off from the 7th position here today. Schwallenberg has been very consistent so far. Had a great run last week at Champs-Élysées. He is 8th in the point standings, and this is only, I believe, his second career full-time season in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Keep your eyes on him, because he's a former winner of the season in Stickers Cup Series competition too. Won at Talladega. I would keep very close watch on that car, especially with the fact that Joe Gibbs Racing in all 3 series has been on quite a momentum streak as of late. Move up back to the front here. Actually, let's try and find out where Sean Galligan and Luke Walker are starting in relation to each other. There's Galligan. And where is Luke? Galligan's about mid-pack. Luke Walker. Well, we're going to maybe miss the green if I can't find Luke. There he is. I think he's starting back behind Galligan. as we are green flag racing here at Rockingham, UK. We went the entire 34 laps in yesterday's Truck Series race without a caution flag. Will we see the same here today? The speeds are going to be a little bit higher here as far as Mobil1 Cup cars versus Oreo Truck Series trucks. And the top two are single file right now. Third place is under contest. Jake Cole, Henry Nova, and Cassandra Renzi. And now Jake Rogers wants to make it a battle for the lead. Nice run to that corner. Nearly gets into Kyle Corbett. But he does stick his number 19 Ford Mustang down to the bottom. And he's going to try and go for the top position now. Battle between two Turner Scott teammates there in the third position. Cassandra Renzi high. Henry Nova low. New leader Jake Rogers makes the pass on Kyle Corbett. Move the 19 to the lead. This battle for third continues to rage on. 32 underneath of teammate 31. Both rookies here this season. Neither one of them have been to victory lane yet this season either, and they would love to be able to have that happen here today, as Nova will outduel Cassandra Renzi at the line and have the third position. But the caution flag is out. First time this entire weekend we have had the yellow flag out. And Jake Rogers will be the leader under that caution. And it looks like it was Mason Wood involved. Cody Lamas also has got some damage. He is 6th in the point standings in that Mobil1 Toyota out of Kyle Busch Motorsports. And there is Mason Wood. Mason Wood was actually today, well, I think he's pretty much going to bypass the driver he replaced in that car in standings. Zachary Robinson came in only 1 point behind Robinson in the standings into today's event. There you see the skid marks there in turn 4. That's probably where this wreck happened. See if anybody else may have some damage from this. I don't think so, though. Everybody else looks clear. We may have had only a 2-car incident, and it looks like we're going to have pit stops. So let's jump up here to the leader, Jake Rogers, as everyone's going to come down pit road here on lap 3. Now make it lap 4 of 34. Now Rogers started second. Corbett started first. So Corbett's going to have the further ahead pit stall. We'll see if that comes into play here. Looks like pit strategy is going to be fuel only, and Corbett is gone down and away. Rogers, though, I don't know what happened to his car. He lost 2 spots. Renzi got out ahead of him. Now it's Rogers coming out third, Jake Cole 4th, and 5th now Henry Nova. So Kyle Corbett, with having that first pit stall, his team got him a fast enough stop. He is down and away. He'll be the leader under caution. Let's see now what happened to Mason Wood and Cody Lamas to put us under the caution for the first time here today at Rockingham, UK. Well, this was the only situation back here where they were 3 wide for position. Lamas, Mason Wood, and Kyle Matthews, our Truck Series winner here yesterday. He makes it 3 wide there, and they see right there, 24 is just going to get into the 77's left rear, and the both of them are going to go spinning. Nice miss there by Zach Campbell and Jessica Shelton and others to get down to the inside and not get involved. But we actually have just received word that we've ended up having another incident happen. It was when drivers came down to the pit road entrance. So let's jump forward now, see exactly what happened there. Alright, we're watching James Silverfox, who was in the 31st position at the time. Oh, he didn't get to pit road correctly. He just barely caught that part of the pit wall. Oh, and then Tanner Sullivan does the same. Wait a minute, I think there was more. Maybe not. Maybe all these other drivers were just waiting to get through. Oh, Cody Lamas runs into the back of the 28 back here of Zach Campbell. That may have given him more damage. George Roque. Oh, wow. Okay, he did turn to the left. Good move. Last week's winner from Champs-Élysées. And oh, no, then Zach Campbell's going to get the wall. Mason Wood's going to get the wall. And Cody Lamas going to get the wall. They got plenty of room to be able to get out of pit road. I don't know why these drivers had that kind of a problem, but that's a few drivers that are running well in points that got involved there. Cody Lamas getting involved again, 6th in points, and James Silverfox 5th in the points. He's got a lot of front-end damage now after he ended up hitting that wall. Oh, man, and Cody is smoking. Cody's day may be done. Wow, so we had an incident on the racetrack, and then an incident coming down onto pit road. Several drivers, about 3 or 4 drivers, were not able to figure out you have to go around that pit wall to get to pit road and not go through it. But the caution flag is out. Kyle Corbett's the leader. Let's head back now for the restart and update the drivers now that may be retiring early from this event. Well, the command to go back to green has been given. in one more lap. So Kyle Corbett will be the leader. It'll be a single file restart. I don't think we're going to have any lap cars that'll be on the inside, but we do have some drivers that have gone behind the wall already. James Silverfox, Tanner Sullivan, Zach Campbell is also out of the race, as well as Cody Lamas and Mason Wood. Two of those drivers is going to really shake up the points with them DNFing, and that's Silverfox and Lamas 5th and 6th in points. So a big opportunity now for drivers such as James Qualls and Dylan Schwallenberg that are running up here near the front of the field to be able to move themselves up even higher in the point standings after this event is over. But still a long ways to go. We're only on lap 6. We'll take lap 7 when the green comes back out. That'll give us a total of 28 laps to go, as Kyle Corbett is the leader. Cassandra Renzi is 2nd, Jake Rogers 3rd, Jake Cole is in 4th, and Henry Nova is 5th. Then Schwallenberg in 6th. How about Anthony McCurry? He's up to 7th now. 8th place is James Qualls. Lyndon Wright is in 9th. And there's Zach Rogers, 9th in the point standings. He's up to 10th place. So right now, the 18, the 15, and the 33 all have an opportunity here to all move up at least 2 spots in the point standings if they finish up inside the top 10, where they all are currently running at this moment. As soon as we get the green flag, we'll try and jump back, see where points leader Sean Galligan and 2nd in points Luke Walker are running. Green flag back out here. We'll have to see, though, if Cassandra Renzi makes it a battle for the lead here. If not, if they remain single file, we'll jump back and try and find the 64. Oh, here comes Renzi, peeking to the inside, and she's going to get there, and Jake Rogers, whoa, gets the 31 wicked loose in the middle there as he forced the issue 3 wide for the lead. That was a gutsy move by the 19, and somehow, thanks to Cassandra Renzi's skillful hands, that did not turn into a caution. But I think actually the yellow flag may be out again. I think I just saw the yellow lights on. Nope, I'm seeing things. We're still green. Henry Nova now trying to go to the inside of Kyle Corbett. That would be for 3rd. Anthony McCurry now going underneath of Renzi. That would be for the 5th position. Let's try and find Sean Galligan. Where is he right now? Whoa, 14th place right now for the Aspen Dental Toyota, as he's behind the defending champ Austin LaPlante. So Galligan's doing a really good job working his way up through traffic. Luke Walker, though, I think I saw him back there. He's in a hornet's nest. There he is, 30th place right now for the 2 car, now working his way underneath our Daytona winner, Dylan Young. Trying to catch Trent Dunham, Dylan Poteet, Sean Henley, a couple of Twinks Racing teammates up there. 2-time winner Drew Austin is up there, and our winner from Darlington, Charles Jackson, is there. And now Luke Walker got kicked up to the high line now. All those spots he just made up, he may end up losing here in turns 3 and 4. Go back up to the front, let's see if Jake Rogers had any challenge. Yes, he has. He's going to lose the lead, and I believe it is to Anthony McCurry. Is McCurry the new leader? Nope. Nope, there's a car up ahead. Jake Cole. Jake Cole is the new leader in the 21. And remember, I said earlier, he won at Thornton. So if he could pick up a 2nd win here, that could put him in a prime position for a potential wild card spot. There's McCurry trying to get Audi to victory lane for the first time in its Mobil1 Cup Series career. He's in the 2nd position right now. James Qualls is now to 3rd. 4th place is Rogers, and Corbett, the pole sitter, has remained in the top 5 all day, but he's the furthest back. I think we've seen him all day in the 5th position, and he's about to lose that spot. Lyndon Wright now trying to crack the top 5 as he'll go underneath the 42. And look who's coming up the inside line. A couple of fellow Brits. Joshua Collard in the 9. Sean Galligan, the points leader, in the 64. Collard, I believe, just worked his way up to the 7th position just now. And Joshua Collard's been trying to work his way back inside the top 10 in points after just recently falling out. He's 12th in the standings right now. Now he's closing in on Lyndon Wright. That, I believe, would be a battle for the 6th position. Nope, that would actually be for 5th. Whoa, and he nearly ended up getting a little bumper grab there on the 43. Those 2 cars are teammates. Watch it. They're going to make it past each other, though. Joshua Collard saying to Lyndon Wright, I need that position more than you do. And there is Galligan. He has now cleared the pole sitter Kyle Corbett, moved Galligan to the 7th position. The 64 is coming, and that car has been so consistent all season long. Both teammates are going to still battle. Lyndon Wright now wants back by his teammate Joshua Collard. Up ahead, though, Anthony McCurry. This is a battle for the lead. And he will clear Jake Cole, move the number 61 to the top position. Audi leads the way here at Rockingham, UK. What a day it would be for Anthony McCurry and Team Audi if he could go to victory lane here. Kyle Tech Racing trying to pick up their first ever Mobil1 Cup Series victory. And this is the strongest I've seen Anthony McCurry all season. But Jake Cole's not going to go away quietly. Here comes the 21 back down to the inside. And he did get to the inside of the left rear, and he is going to pull alongside here in turn 3. Let's see how strong McCurry may be on the outside line. As this battle for the lead rages on, we got a three-way battle for 5th place between Collard, Lyndon Wright, and Sean Galligan, as Jake Cole just barely going to edge out Anthony McCurry there. Here comes James Qualls. He'll go to the inside of Jake Rogers. That's for 3rd. James Qualls' last win ended up coming back at the 13th event of the season. Whoa. He just had to bail out of the throttle there. I think he got wicked loose, almost slid up the track and would have collected Anthony McCurry. He had to bail out of the throttle, and now that brings Jake Rogers right to his back bumper. But James Qualls, I don't think he's had as good a Mobil1 Cup Series season as he's been having here. And he didn't even take the green flag at Daytona. He came in making his first start at Phoenix in that number 15 car. And man, has he been on a roll. Sean Galligan has moved by fellow Brit Joshua Collard. That's for the 5th position. Move Collard back to 6th. How would it be for one of these two to be able to win here at what you could basically consider a home track of theirs? This, I believe, is the only track we will be visiting that is over here in England or anywhere in the UK. Closest before that was Champs-Élysées, and Joshua Collard gets a whale of a run. He's going to go to the inside of James Qualls. That's for, I believe, the 4th position. Man, he got a good run. And look who I'm seeing up here, a Tweenix representative. James McLeod is up in the 9th position, now trying to bypass Lyndon Wright, and, well, that didn't take long. That looked like a piece of cake. Cake. But McLeod, nice run right now for that Tweenix Racing Chevy. He's currently in the standings, 37th in points. And James McLeod may be trying to rely on wildcard position to get himself into the chase for the championship. Don't forget, guys, James McLeod was the runner-up to Austin LaPlante last year in the Mobil Cup Series chase for the championship. He ended up losing to Austin LaPlante in a 5-lap shootout at Zenjoltis. So, you know, McLeod knows how to get himself up into chase contention. And after this race, as I said, only 10 more races, and then the chase field is locked. So McLeod, you can see up here, is making his moves that he'll need to make in order to get himself into the championship hunt. And I believe the caution flag is now out. It is. Yellow flag is out for the 2nd time today. McCurry just barely got Jake Cole at the line. He will be the leader under this caution. Cole will be in 2nd. 3rd will be Jake Rogers with Qualls and Galligan, the top 5. Then Rogers, Collard, McLeod. Harrison Langford is now up to the 9th position, and Lyndon Wright is in 10th. Smoke in the middle of the back straightaway there between turns 2 and 3. Oh, and Cassandra Renzi, 3rd in points involved. 2-time winner Drew Austin, 19th in points, is involved as well. I'm trying to look through the field here, see if anybody else may have gotten something. Doesn't look like it, as Kyle Corbett's coming to pit road. So the pole sitter will give up the 13th position to come down and pit. Everybody pitted under our last caution, but looks like Corbett may be one of the only ones to come down pit road this time. Let's see if he can make it onto pit road. Oh, he just barely scraped that wall. Why are they having such trouble getting onto pit road? Anybody else coming? Yep, Charles Jackson's coming. And, oh, he missed the pit wall. Good job. Wolfgang Mason in the 82. Oh, whoa! I think he may have just barely scraped it, but he didn't nail it. And it looks like he and Charles Jackson and Kyle Corbett are the only 3 coming down pit road. So our winner from Darlington, our pole sitter, and our All-Star race winner, all on pit road here on lap 20 of 34. McCurry is the current leader. We may have gotten away with another 2-car incident involving Cassandra Renzi and Drew Austin. Let's take a look and see what happened. And it's going to be basically what happened with our first caution, a 3-wide situation. Drew Austin gets loose. He actually went up into Cassandra Renzi, tried to save it, comes down back into Madison Seaburn, then goes back up into Renzi again. So he was like a pinball between the 1 and the 31. Both of them going to go up and get the outside retaining wall, and look at everybody else again do a whale of a job to get their cars down to the inside and be able to avoid this. This could have been easily a multi-car wreck, and we've had 2 cautions. Both cautions have been for 2-car incidents due to the fact that those drivers involved kept their cars up and not had them slide back down into traffic, and the drivers behind the incident were able to get by without being collected. So we get away with yet another one here, a 2-car incident involving 2-time winner Drew Austin and our rookie points leader Cassandra Renzi. Let's head back now to green. Well, the interesting thing I found was that the 54 and the 31, we saw they had damage. Renzi had damage to her front and rear. I think Drew Austin, most of his damage was to the rear of his Toyota. But neither one of them decided to come down pit road under this caution to repair that damage. The drivers that came down pit road, Kyle Corbett, Charles Jackson, Wolfgang Mason, they're starting behind those 2 damaged machines. So I'm highly questioning that strategy. Don't know exactly why those 2 drivers did not come down and try and repair that damage to keep themselves up to speed, but there you have it. Anthony McCurry is going to be the leader under this restart. When we restart, we're going to have a total of 12 laps to go. Jake Cole is in 2nd. 3rd is Jake Rogers, with James Qualls 4th, and 5th is Sean Galligan. There's Zach Rogers. He is in 6th. He's having a great run, and this will keep him inside the top 10 if he continues to run there. Josh McCullough trying to work his way back into the top 10. He's 7th. There's James McLeod 8th. Harrison Langford just coming off his 2nd Snickers Cup Series win of his career last week at Champs-Élysées. He's up here in the 9th position right now in Mobil1 Cup Series race, and Lyndon Wright is going to complete the top 10. Bob Jones, he is just barely outside the top 10 in points. He's 14th in points. He's running well in 11th. There's Henry Nova in 12th. Austin LaPlante 13th in points. He is up there in 13th. Daniel Day is in 14th, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. And Dylan Poteet's up there now in the 15th position. As the green flag comes back out, we move up here to the front. Single file restart. Nobody behind the wall after that caution. Only 5 drivers are out of the race. Everybody else is still on the lead lap. And it'll be interesting to see here too. We end up seeing 3 drivers, Corbett, Mason, and Jackson, all come to pit road. Nobody else decided to come down to pit road. So if we go into a long green flag run, are these drivers going to have to pit under green? And if they are going to have to pit under green, can those 3 drivers who did pit make it the rest of the way on fuel? Oh boy, here comes Jake Cole. Big run to the inside. He's had one strong car here today. It's really been Jake Cole and Anthony McCurry at the front. James Qualls just got wrecked. Oh, he saved it. James Qualls just saved it. Look out. Everybody trying to avoid the 15, but he got turned by Zach Rogers, and how he held on to that thing, I have no earthly idea. Man, I'd have loved to see his hands working in that cockpit, because he just barely kept that thing alive. But he's lost a couple of positions as a result of it. Here's James McLeod going underneath him. Lyndon right now with about 10 laps to go. We've got them starting to get pretty racy up here at the front. But man, what a save. Oh, Collard gets the wall there. Zach Rogers going to bypass him. And look at Sean Galligan. He's up to 3rd. Just passed by Jake Cole there for that position. Now he's under the back bumper of Jake Rogers. The caution's out again. Caution's waving this time. Oh, drag race. Who got it? Was it Galligan or was it Rogers? I think it was Rogers, just barely by a splitter. It was. So McCurry, all that mayhem breaking out behind him. He's going to be the leader. Rogers 2nd, Galligan 3rd. Jake Cole is 4th, and Zach Rogers in 5th. Where's James Qualls? Where is he currently running? He's in 11th. He should have been way back in the top, in the 20s or something after that. But man, what a job of hanging on to it. Let's see who was involved here. Oh, Charles Sanford on the infield smoking. Trent Dunham is also on pit road, so is Madison Sieber. Daniel Day, who was up inside the top 15, he's involved. Ian Dutta is involved, our runner-up finisher at Champs-Élysées last week. Renzi involved in yet another incident. You gotta wonder if maybe she was the cause of the wreck. Don't know. Oh, there's some damage on the right side of Joshua Michaels, 4th in points. I don't know if he was involved in this or not. Or if he maybe just slid off the corner and got the wall. But that is, those are the drivers that we currently see that were involved in whatever this incident was. Looks like we didn't get away with a 2-car incident this time. McCurry is the leader. Doesn't look like the drivers decided to make any pit stops this time, so they decided to stay out again. We will be restarting with less than 10 to go, so we'll take a look now at what happened. We're first going to take a look at the James Qualls incident, or the James Qualls save, I should say, and then what actually brought out the yellow flag. Well, here it was. Qualls was way up there in that dirty part of the track. I think he was up in the marbles, and Rogers got a real good run coming off the corner. He's just going to get into the left rear of the 15. Now watch this. James Qualls fishtailing it, turns it back to the right, and he's going to continue on. And what a great job by James McLeod and Lyndon Wright and all those guys there that were coming up on him to be able to have the wherewithal to back it out. Look right there. James Qualls again slides it off the corner there. Carried way too much speed, but Collard's able to get around him. And how did Qualls hang on to it? He should have spun it out at least 2 or 3 times there, and he was able to keep that thing straight. And he's running just outside the top 10 as a result of it. Unbelievable save by James Qualls there. And really, there was no blame to put on Zach Rogers. I mean, Rogers just got a really good run. James Qualls was running way up in the high groove, so he didn't get nearly as good run off the corner. So the 33, there was really nothing he could do. So, no fault on the part of the 33 of Zach Rogers, but a great save nonetheless by James Qualls. Let's see now what put us under the caution. And I believe this was out of the same corner, and I think this may have been almost the same kind of deal. Right here, Daniel Day was up in that dirty part of the racetrack. Trent Dunham's going to get into his left rear, turn the 22, and then Sieber has nowhere to go. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. They're going to pound that wall hard. Daniel Day splits the 1 and the 8 going backwards, and then, Dunham's coming back up on track. Ian Dunham. Oh, my word. Sanford's involved as well. Dunham's car goes flying up into the catch fence. There's Jessica Shelton. She spun around to try to avoid. She backed it into the outside retaining wall. There's Corbett. There's Jackson. There's Mason. All those drivers who pitted under that last caution. They're able to get through. And then Daniel Day, who looked like he was going to be able to drive away, just gets rear-ended by Cassandra Renzi, and then he gets shot into the Jessica Shelton machine. Wow, we got to take another camera angle look at this. That was some hard impact. That's one of the hardest licks we've seen this weekend because we've only had basically 2-car incidents this entire weekend at Rockingham, UK. This is the first big wreck we've actually had. Watch again the miles per hour difference as Dunham gets the big run out of the corner, and he's just going to kind of, I don't know if the sheet metal on the 8 and the 22 ended up interlocking, they couldn't get off each other or what. But watch the hit. Oh, man. That is a hard impact for both the 8 and the 1. Look at the 22. Excuse me. Just slips his way through. He's got to back it into the inside retaining wall there, though. Get some contact with Sieber, and then there's the hit. Ian Dunham, absolutely nowhere to go. Sanford, the exact same for him. Up into the catch fence goes the 8 of Trent Dunham. And there's Shelton. Now, I'm going to be curious to know. We're going to look in just a minute. Did Shelton get turned by somebody, or did she get the apron and just lose it? We'll find out in a moment. Here comes Daniel Day, trying to continue on. Here comes the 31 into view. And wham. Straight into the back bumper of the discount tire Ford. And then, oh my goodness, almost like a javelin, the 22 just nails the 3. Let's rewind a little bit here. I want to see. I don't know if somebody maybe got into Shelton. I think Shelton just flat out lost it. I'm not certain. Let's see here. Nope, she got clipped. She got clipped by Daniel Day. She almost got through that. But the 22 just barely clipped her in the left rear, and her car backed it into the outside retaining wall. So there were more drivers involved in this than I actually had originally thought. And then here comes Daniel. Oh, man, after getting nailed by Cassandra Renzi, all that force and momentum into the driver's side of the 3. Boy, that was a hard impact for a lot of drivers. The 8 car goes airborne. Sanford with nowhere to go. I think this warrants a few onboards. Riding on board with Trent Dunham. Nearly losing that camera there. Wild ride for Trent. On board with Charles Sanford, who was running near the tail end of the pack all day. Reaction time equals 0 as far as that was concerned. Man. And now on board with Daniel Day, who restarted inside the top 15. heavy-duty impact, and the engine explodes on that 22 car, and no surprise. So what could be classified as our first big one of this race weekend? We are ready to go back to green flag racing. It will be a 5-lap shootout to decide this race. I'm pretty certain if the caution comes out, this race will probably end under yellow unless it immediately comes out after the green flag is dropped. We may end up being able to squeeze out a 1-lap shootout. Don't know for certain though. Anthony McCurry is the current leader. Second place is Jake Rogers. Third is Sean Galligan. Fourth is Jake Cole. Zach Rogers runs in fifth. Joshua Collard 6th. Seventh place is James McLeod. Lyndon Wright is in 8th. Dylan Poteet now cracks the top 10 in 9th. And Bob Jones is in 10th. James Qualls, after that tremendous save, he's in 11th. How about Levi McIntyre? Haven't talked about the 99 all day. He's up now to the 12th position. 13th place, that is Dylan Schwallenberg. Harrison Langford is in 14th. And 15th place is Henry Nova. Then it's Austin LaPlante, Ralph Mason, Andy Timmons. Luke Walker is now up to 19th, but Galligan's running much better than he is. He's in the 19th position, though, is second in points. And Kyle Matthews is in 20th. Let's show you the rest of the drivers on track. George Roque, 21st, last week's winner. Jacob Lawler, 22nd. 23rd, Dylan Young. 24th, Sean Henley. 25th is Chris Washer. Joshua Michaels, 26th. Kyle Corbett, 27th. 28th, Charles Jackson. 29th is Wolfgang Mason. And 30th is Drew Austin. Getting ready to go back to green. Drivers out of the race are as follows: Cassandra Renzi, Daniel Day, Trent Dunham, Madison Sieber, Ian Dutta, Sanford, Shelton, and they join Silver Fox, Sullivan, Zach Campbell, Cody Lamas, and Mason Wood back behind the wall. Anthony McCurry got himself a good jump there, but now Jake Rogers going to try and run him down. Both these drivers have not been to victory lane yet this season in Mobil1 Cup Series competition. All the drivers from 3rd on back through 5th behind them have been to victory lane, though. Galligan's been to victory lane, Jake Cole, and Zach Rogers. And here comes Jake Rogers to the inside of Anthony McCurry. Rogers wants to pick up this win. McCurry wants to win for Audi. And here comes Sean Galligan into the fray, and there's a good battle going on back here as well for the 4th position. Collard was trying to get to the inside of Zach Rogers, no dice. As Sean Galligan messed up that corner, he had to bail out of the throttle. Now Anthony McCurry pulls away, and look at the Hornet's Nest back here. Dylan Poteet, Jake Cole, James McLeod, Henry Nova, Lyndon Wright, Bob Jones, they're all racing tooth and nail here for positions. As back up at the front, I think Anthony McCurry is starting to run down Jake Rogers in turn. Sean Galligan is starting to run down Anthony McCurry. We could have a battle for the lead here still with a little less than 3 to go. Here comes McCurry, getting a big run through this corner. Will he peek to the inside in this corner? Here he comes. Anthony McCurry looking for the lead in 4. Coming to 2 to go. McCurry with the advantage. He clears the 19. Anthony McCurry leads the way. Here comes Galligan for second underneath of Jake Rogers. And now Galligan is the driver that will try and challenge Anthony McCurry. Sean Galligan would love to not only leave as the points leader, but have 2 wins this season, and he got a huge run on McCurry through that corner. Moved the 64 past the 61. Sean Galligan out of 3, I believe, has cleared McCurry for the top position. And now Jake Rogers going to try and go underneath McCurry. That's for second. But these guys have to try and catch the 64. White flag in the air, because Sean Galligan had just done it. Still side by side for second. Rogers has got to get a big run out of this corner, and he's got to clear McCurry. He has cleared him. Now he's got to try and run down Sean Galligan out of 2. 2 more corners for Sean Galligan. Can he win here at what could be one of his home tracks? His home track is Hartlepool, but I think he could consider this one a home track too, since we don't go to Hartlepool anymore in this schedule. But out of turn 4 for the final time, Ray's Old Glory, the homeboy, Sean Galligan, wins here today in the Tetley T 350. The points leader, a former winner this season, and a former Mobil1 Cup Series champion, goes to victory lane here today for the second time here in Season 7. And that was Sean Henley ahead. I thought it might have been McLeod. I don't know if maybe the 51 encountered trouble, but apparently not. And Sean Galligan, talk about making a statement. I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was, I think, a 7-point advantage he had over Luke Walker in the standings. Last week, he finishes better than Luke Walker, opens up a little bit more to 11 points over Luke Walker. And this week, he says, hey, you got to beat me at my A game, and he picks up the checkered flag and his second win of the season. Sean Galligan is just dominating this season right now, ever since taking back the points lead from, I think at that time it was Luke Walker. And what a victory today for that 64 car. Second win of the season. He becomes the second two-time winner here in Season 7 of Mobil1 Cup Series competition, now joining Drew Austinitz. We'll take a look at our official finishing results for today's race. Sean Galligan winning at the only track I believe we're going to be coming to in the UK. And how about that? Winning in front of his home fans. Anthony McCurry so close to picking up Audi's first Mobil Cup Series victory, but he'll finish in second today. Jake Rogers in third. How about Dylan Potey? Man, talk about working your way up to the front. Great run for the Twinks Racing Chevrolet in fourth. Jake Cole, one of the stronger cars of the day, he'll finish in fifth. Zach Rogers, he'll stay inside the top 10 with a sixth place run. Levi McIntyre, what a great run for him. This guy has needed good luck to come his way, and it finally comes today. McIntyre, who was up at the points lead at one point, is now 16th in points. He may be able to move back inside the top 10 in points today. I don't know. A couple of drivers ahead of him had good runs today as well, but he'll get a solid top 10 run in 7th. James McLeod, good run for him in 8th. And how about the RPM drivers of Joshua Collard and Lyndon Wright, 9th and 10th for those Ford Mustangs. Great runs for them. Collard may be back inside the top 10 in points after this. Lyndon Wright may be up inside the top 30 after this run. So, great runs for those guys. Let's find out where officially Luke Walker finished the race. 15th place, not bad for the two car, but it's not going to help him run down Sean Galligan for the points lead, obviously, because of Galligan winning. James Qualls, nice run to come back and finish in 13th place. There's Dylan Schwallenberg. He'll stay in the top 10 as well with a 12th place run. Bob Jones, 14th in points. May have worked himself inside the top 10. He finished 11th today. Am I mistaken, or is that... Oh, that is Austin LaPlante. I couldn't tell if it was a 5 or a 6, but it's a 6. Austin LaPlante, 13th in points, finishes in 14th here today. Where in the world did Joshua Michaels finish? Well, he finishes in the 25th position, they're saying. That's not exactly the best of runs for him. Don't know where that's going to situate him as far as the points are concerned. And Chris Washer, who came in 11th in points, trying to work his way back into the top 10, he finished in 23rd. So those two didn't have the best of runs today. And, of course, Madison Sieber, who came in that critical 10th position in points, she ended up finishing out of the race in 34th place, and then a couple other drivers inside the top 10 in points finished out of the race as well, 5th and 6th in points to be exact. James Silverfox and Cody Lamas finishing in 38th and 41st, respectively. So could we have a point shakeup leaving this race? You bet we could, but I could guarantee you Sean Galligan will still be the points leader as he picks up his second win of the season here today at Rockingham, UK. First time we've had a caution flag this weekend, and first time we've had a really big wreck as well. Hope all those drivers involved are okay. But we have a Snickers Cup Series race coming your way to finish off what's been a great weekend here at Rockingham, UK. We may very well return to this track next season because this track has really proved itself. It's had some great racing and really brought about a spectacular finish in both trucks and Mobil Cup Series competition. Hope it'll do the same in Snickers, and hope you'll tune in for that. Here comes your official finishing results, overall points, stands, and rookie points heading into next week's race. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to become part of the crew today. We'll see you guys next time here from Rockingham, UK. I'm Seth Cole signing off. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best.